aimed a sharp roundhouse kick which struck the lad's hand, sending the knife spiralling through the air and landing some distance away with a clunk as the metal blade hit the paving stones. "Don't even fucking think about it," yelled Macca, grabbing the lad before he had a chance to recover the knife. Once he had him in his clutches, Macca gave him a good pasting, thumping his face and torso till the lad yelled out in pain and slumped to the ground. Macca waited till both lads were out of action, then he spoke again. "So, is this what you kids get up to nowadays? In my day, it was house break-ins or shops. Either way, we netted more than you'll get from muggings. Who told you that was a good idea anyway? Most of the people round here haven't got enough fucking cash for themselves and their own families, never mind for a pair of muppets like you." It amused Macca to see the reaction on the lads' faces as they looked at him in awe, so he carried on. "You're not the first to get up to no good, you know, and you won't be the last. But me and my mates didn't always need knives. Our reputations were enough to scare anyone." The taller lad was standing up straight now, and the smaller one was off the ground, but neither of them made a move. Instead, the smaller of the two asked, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Macca sighed and said, "You can't surprise me, lads. I've done it all in my time. But if I'd have known at your age what I know now, I never would have got involved in any of it." "Why? Who are you?" asked the dark-skinned lad, who seemed to be the most talkative of the two. "I'm just a guy who was once like you. But I'm telling you now, lads, give it up. It might seem like a quick earner, but it'll get you nowhere in the long run. Believe me, I was one of the lucky ones, but some weren't so lucky." The taller lad finally spoke. "You from round here?" "Yeah, brought up a few streets away." "What's your name?" "Doesn't matter. It's not important, but what I'm telling you is, get on the straight and narrow before it's too late. Keep your heads down and stay out of trouble, and get yourselves a decent job." "Why? What's your job?" asked the smaller of the two. "Are you wadded?" "I do all right," said Macca, smiling. Then he drew a bunch of notes out of his wallet, split it in two, and handed a pile to each of the lads. "What the fuck's this for?" "It's for whatever you were going to buy after you'd mugged me, as long as it's not drink or drugs. Take it home with you. Treat your mum. But stay out of fucking trouble." "Cheers, mister," said the taller of the two, running off. His mate followed suit, and Macca stared after them as they made their way to the rundown estate. Stupid lads. They obviously had no idea what or who they were dealing with. He felt no bitterness towards them, knowing that they probably weren't all bad. They'd perhaps had a difficult start in life and didn't know any better. He carried on in the same direction as the lads. Although his car was in the car park, he wasn't going home yet. There was someone on the estate he needed to see. Todd Brown. An old mate he'd known since they were a similar age to the two lads he'd just come across. The lads had reminded him of himself and Todd in a way, always up to no good and on the make. That's why he hadn't felt bitter towards them. On the contrary, they'd given him food for thought and reminded him of how it was all those years ago. 25 years before. Chapter 1. June 1986. Macca, McNeil, heard the fight before he saw it. He was walking along the school corridor with his mate, Chris Spinks, known as Spinksy, when they heard the jeers of "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!" It drew their attention, and they peered over the railing that bordered the quadrangle, a rectangular yard set at a lower level. A large crowd had gathered, and Spinksy became animated. "Look, Macca, there's a scrap! Let's go and have a look." Macca caught hold of his jumper before Spinksy had chanced to get very far. "No, stay here," he said. "We won't be able to see fuck all in the yard. There's too many people watching." Spinksy peered over the fence,